Why these New Hampshire homes aren't selling, but others are. Homes are sitting for 45, 60, or even 80 days in New Hampshire. Sellers are cutting prices and getting really frustrated. But at the exact same time, other homes are getting offers in 2 weeks and there's barely any negotiation. So what's really going on? In this video, I'm going to break down 5 coldest segments and the 5 hottest segments using months of inventory, days on market data, understanding the market right now. The thing is, the months of inventory number everybody's talking about is hiding what's really going on. Before we jump into the segments, you've got to understand where New Hampshire is sitting right now. Statewide, we're at about 2 months of inventory. That's technically a seller's market. Anything under 3 months usually means sellers have the advantage. But here's the problem. That average 2 months is hiding a huge difference between what's selling fast and what's not moving at all. Days on market for a single-family home is approximately 49 days, and that's up significantly from last year. Condos are sitting at approximately 45 to 50 days, so the market is cooling down. But that's not crashing. It's just getting pickier about what sells. Median prices are in the low 500,000s for single-family homes, up from the prior year. Condos are in the mid-4s, so prices are still elevated, reflecting the ongoing inventory constraints. One big sign the market has shifted is this. Homes are now selling for 99.1% of list price on average. During COVID times, that number was over 100%. Sellers were getting more than their asking price. Now, buyers have a little more room to negotiate, and later we're going to get into exactly how the market punishes overpricing. Trust me, the numbers are brutal. But first, you need a baseline. 21% of homes had price reductions in November of 2025, which is consistent with pricing pressures across the market. So if you price it wrong, the market is going to force you to fix it. Now that you've got a baseline, let me show you what's actually struggling right now. Quick note, before we go deeper, if you're trying to figure out what segment your property fits into or which areas actually are moving in New Hampshire right now, I help buyers and sellers deal with these exact market changes across the Lakes region, the mountains, and seacoast every day. All right, now let's get back to it. The 5 coldest segments. Cold segment number 5, dated homes with obvious renovation needs. Most first-time homebuyers in New Hampshire prioritize homes that are move-in ready and require no immediate work. When a home needs a new kitchen, it has an outdated bath, or has a HVAC system that is 20 years old, buyers start doing the math in their heads. They're thinking about contractor schedules, costs that can go higher than expected, and what's it like to live through a renovation. And a lot of the time, they just skip it. Here's what usually happens. You've got a home listed in the mid-4s that needs about $75,000 in work. Buyers compare that to a home in the mid-5s that's move-in ready. They pick the home in the mid-5s almost every time because the peace of mind feels worth it. These dated homes are sitting 40 to 60 days on average, which is way above the state average, and they usually take multiple price cuts before they finally get an offer. Buyers would rather pay more for certainty than take a risk on a renovation. And this shift in how people think is helping create one of the coldest segments we're seeing, which brings me to another category that's struggling for a total different reason. Cold segment number 4, high HOA, non-walkable condos. A condo listed in the mid-4s doesn't really cost that amount, and that math problem is slowing down sales big time. Condos are sitting longer than single-family homes, but when you add an HOA fee and it's not walkable, it gets even worse. Here's the issue. Condos listed in the mid-4s with a $500 to $600 monthly HOA can feel like it costs the same as a home in the high 4s to low 5 with today's mortgage rates. You're asking somebody to spend $400 and then commit to another $6,000 to $7,000 every year, basically forever. At this point, buyers can start comparing it to a single-family home farther out. They're thinking, for $425,000, I could get a house with no monthly fee and a yard. And if the condo isn't walkable, meaning you still have to drive everywhere, you lose the biggest reason for people choosing a condo living. You're not in downtown Portsmouth, where you can walk to restaurants. You're in a suburban development that can feel like a house, but you still have the rules and the fees that come along with a condo. Condo price growth is also behind single-family home growth. The market's basically telling you something. These condos are sitting 40 to 50 days, and they usually need price concessions to get a deal done. Now, this doesn't apply to all walkable, lifestyle-driven condos. We'll break down why premium spots markets don't follow the same trend in just a few minutes. So condos have their challenges, but here's where the vacation property market shows an even deeper divide. Condo segment number 3, vacation homes with flaws. Not all vacation properties are the same, and the difference between a prime one and a flawed one can be a huge gap in days on market. Prime waterfront homes in the Lake region like Meredith, Wolfboro, Squam Lake, still doing well. Buyers want that New Hampshire vacation lifestyle, and when they find the right place, they'll move fast. But here's where things get cold. Vacation homes with flaws. I'm talking about waterfront homes with trees and vegetation blocking the view, mountaintop homes that feel super isolated with no nearby amenities, seacoast properties that are 20 minutes from the water with bad traffic the whole way there. People shopping for vacation homes are extremely picky. They're buying a lifestyle and an emotional connection, not something they need just to live. So if a property is missing key stuff like water quality, sunset orientation, clear views, or a strong condition, it wipes out a whole group of buyers right away. Lake Winnipesaukee homes with nice water access and sunset views are selling in 40 to 80 days, if not quicker. But secondary lake homes without nice water quality or waterside amenities or limited views are still waiting longer to sell. The gap between flawed and prime is huge. The vacation home buyer pool is smaller to start with, and when you start selling a vacation property with that kind of compromise, the pool of buyers gets way smaller really fast. And that picky mindset only gets stronger when we move into the next cold segment, where even higher prices can't make up for what the property is missing. Cold segment number 2, second home or lake properties that aren't prime. Trophy waterfronts sell. Everything else waits. And just to be clear, this is about non-prime properties only. Trophy waterfront homes, like the upper end ones with premium views and top features, are still moving. But the more average lake house in the high 7s to 1.2 range that don't have those premium traits, those are getting cold. Buyers shopping for second homes or lake properties make emotional decisions. They're not buying out of necessity. They're buying a dream. And if the property doesn't feel like that dream, and if it's missing the wow factor, they're just going to wait. And location can't save bad pricing. These properties are sitting for 40 to 75 days or more. And since the buyer pool is smaller and more selective, sellers either have to be really patient or drop the price to get action. But let me tell you, the non-prime struggle is nothing compared to what happens when any property, no matter the location or features, gets priced wrong. Cold segment number 1, overpriced homes relative to today's market. In New Hampshire, buyers don't negotiate, and that's why this is the coldest and most punishing segment in the entire market. If your home is overpriced, buyers aren't going to send you a lowball offer and go back and forth. They're just going to move on to the next listing. Here's the most important window, the first 10 to 14 days. That's when the buyer's attention is the highest. Agents are showing your property, online traffic is strong, and you're getting feedback. If you don't get reasonable offers in that window, the momentum drops off fast. Once a listing goes past 21 days without offers, it starts to look weak. Buyers assume there's something wrong. They expect price cuts. And when you finally lower that price, you're not leading anymore, you're chasing. Several homes right now have had price reductions. That's consistent with ongoing market pressure. Only a portion of homes are selling above list, down from the more aggressive bidding of prior years. The market is punishing pricing mistakes quickly. Correctly priced homes are selling in 15 to 25 days. Overpriced homes are taking 45 to 80 days, plus multiple price cuts, and buyers are getting way more leverage to negotiate. Scarcity doesn't protect bad pricing anymore. The market doesn't care what you think your home is worth. It cares what buyers are willing to pay. Those are the 5 coldest segments. Now, let's show you what's actually moving fast in New Hampshire. The 5 hottest segments. Turnkey entry-level homes. Approximately 3,224 homes under $400,000 are listed across New Hampshire, but 87.8% of active buyers are trying to buy homes under $450,000. Do the math, and you'll see why this segment moves in just under 3 weeks. This segment has a real supply crisis. 79% of active home buyers identify the lack of affordability of homes is their biggest obstacle. 44.8% of buyers say they only found one or two homes they could afford. 22.8% said they found zero homes in their budget. So we have a supply problem. And when supply is tight, turnkey entry-level homes move fast. First-time buyers and downsizers are competing for the exact same homes. Homes that are clean, neutral, move-in ready, and have updated systems are selling in 12 to 20 days, and they're getting multiple offers still. So what does turnkey mean in real life? It usually means updated kitchens, 2010 or later, HVAC, roof, major systems, all under 10 years old, neutral colors, no big structural issues. Basically, it's ready to live in without needing another $20,000 in work right away. Buyers are consistently paying $20,000 to $50,000 more for turnkey homes compared to dated homes at the same price point. That tells you everything about what people want right now. So entry-level supply is driving one hot segment, but location is driving another one. And Southern New Hampshire just got national attention for its value. Hot segment number 4, Southern New Hampshire commuter-friendly updated resales. The Manchester, Nashua metro area is ranked number 1 for most affordable housing in the United States by the Wall Street Journal and Realtor.com. Here's the important detail. This is updated homes only. Dated homes in the same commuter towns are acting more like the cold segment. The appeal is pretty specific. It's a lower cost of living than Boston. There's no state income tax, there's no sales tax, and the commute to Boston is about 45 to 50 minutes. And there are strong schools. Still feel doable for Boston area workers compared to the Boston suburbs that are in the mid to high 700,000s. But that advantage really only shows up with updated homes. Dated homes in these same areas are still sitting longer even with the location bonus. Hudson, Nashua, and Bedford have about a 45-minute commute to Boston, and they have some of the highest demand for updated homes. Salem and Pelham are more like 30 to 45 minutes away, and they're moving fast too. Wilton and Merrimack are more like secondary commuter areas, and they still have solid demand. Updated homes in the mid-4s and mid-5s in these commuter areas are showing 15 to 25 days on market with very little negotiating. Dated versions of the same homes are taking 40 to 60 days. Location matters, but condition matters more. And commuter convenience is a big driver, but when lifestyle becomes the main goal, the Seacoast plays a totally different role. Hot segment number 3, prime Seacoast living locations. Homes on the Seacoast are moving fast when they fit the lifestyle buyers are seeking. Rockingham County's median price is in the mid to high 6s, and the days on market can vary seasonally. They're motivated by lifestyle, and they aren't as sensitive about price. The buyers care more about walkability, coastal charm, and being close to the water, restaurants, and shopping than they care about negotiating the price. Interest rates matter less here because lifestyle is what's driving the decision. The median price in Rye is approximately $1 million to $1.2 million. It's a prime coastal location, and the inventory is very limited. Northampton's median price is around $900,000 with that classic beach town feel. Portsmouth is in the high 700,000 to 800,000 range for values with the historic downtown walkability. Hampton's median price is approximately $625,000, and it's a more affordable way to get into the Seacoast. Walkable Seacoast homes built in the 1970s or later with updated systems are selling in 12 to 20 days. Seacoast homes that aren't walkable or feel more isolated are sitting 30 to 45 days. The Seacoast kind of has its own economy. It doesn't always follow the same trends as the rest of the state. So the Seacoast lifestyle homes usually sell for a premium. But when vacation properties check every box buyers want, they create a whole different level of heat. Hot segment number 2. Prime traditional vacation homes. Waterfront homes with sunset views, mountaintop homes with water views, ocean view homes with privacy. These are a New Hampshire dream, and when they're priced right, they move. This is basically the opposite of the cold segment number 3. These properties keep a steady demand from higher income vacation home buyers and also investment buyers. Lake Winnipesaukee waterfront homes with 5 bedrooms, a dock, a sunset view in the $5 million range are showing variable days on market depending on specific features. Will generally sell quickly as they hit the market. Prime Meredith and Wolfboro Lake homes in the $3+ million range show similar demand. Seacoast oceanfront properties over $3 million often show 10 to 20 days when properly positioned. The buyer pool is similar, but it's of higher value. Emotional attachment and lifestyle appeal mean people care less about price. These buyers usually aren't stressing about higher interest rates or monthly payments, but buying a dream property. Also, vacation home purchases can take months. Buyers make multiple visits, and there are usually multiple people making the decision. So days on market are really showing times to get an offer, not to close. But when these homes are priced correctly and they actually deliver the lifestyle people want, they move. And this brings us to the most important segment of all, and that's the one that works no matter the location, the price point, or the property. Hot segment number 1, correctly priced homes in great condition anywhere. This is the biggest truth in this whole video. The market is selective. Whether you're in Manchester, the Seacoast, the Lakes region, a rural town, homes that are priced at the market value and in strong condition usually sell in a predictable 15 to 25 days. When a home is priced at true market value, based on recent comparable properties, adjusted for condition, and the matching current 2 months of inventory, it grabs the most buyer attention. Correctly priced homes pull in reasonable offers fast. Here's the alignment formula. Price has to match recent comps from the last 2 to 3 months, and they need to be in the same condition. Condition has to be assessed honestly, not just good bones, but move-in ready status. And your days on market expectations have to be realistic for a 2-month of inventory market, not based on crazy scarcity we saw in COVID times. When these 3 things line up, the home sells in 15 to 25 days with very little negotiation. Here's a real example to show the difference. A correctly priced mid-4s home, turnkey with 18 days on market, got 1 offer and closed clean. The same home, overpriced in the high 4s, took 55 days, had 3 price cuts, and the buyers had more leverage to negotiate. And before we wrap this up, I need to show you how actually to use this info, depending whether you're on buying or selling, because knowing the segments doesn't matter if you don't change your strategy to match. The data is showing that homes selling for approximately their list price are the ones priced to the market, and they're getting clean offers that are close to asking. Overpriced homes are what pull that average down. Geography doesn't fix misalignment, but alignment works anywhere. So now that you know which segments are hot and which ones are cold, here's exactly what you need to do with this information. What this means for you. If you're a buyer in a hot segment, you've got to be ready to move fast. If you're looking at a turnkey entry-level home, Southern New Hampshire commuter property, or Seacoast lifestyle location, you don't really have the luxury of taking your time. Try to win on terms, not just price. Sellers in hot segments usually have options. So if you really want the house, make your offer clean. This means a strong deposit, a flexible closing date, as few contingencies as you can reasonably have. Don't wait for the perfect deal on the perfect house. In these segments, good homes don't sit around waiting for you to feel ready. If you wait too long, you're going to miss out. If you're a buyer in a cooler segment, go after stale listings. Homes sitting on the market 45, 50, or 60 days are sending you a signal. The seller is motivated, and that's where you can actually have leverage. Negotiate for concessions, ask for help with closing costs, repairs, or a price reduction. Sellers in cold segments know they've got to make a deal happen. Be patient and picky. You're not fighting against 10 other offers. Take your time, do your inspections, and make sure you're really getting value for what you're paying. If you're a seller in a hot market, prep the home, price it right. One thing I always tell sellers is this: the market usually won't let you underprice in a hot segment. Homes that are priced aggressively get multiple offers, and sometimes that even drives the price higher than you expected. Don't get greedy. If you're priced right and you're getting offers in the first 2 weeks, take the deal. Waiting for someone to totally blow you away usually backfires. Momentum matters. The market rewards homes that move fast. The longer you sit, the more leverage buyers start to get. If you're a seller in a cooler market, Price it aggressively from day one. Don't test the market high and tell yourself, I'll drop it later. You'll waste your best 14 days and you'll lose momentum fast. Fix the obvious stuff: dated finishes, maintenance you've been putting off, and cosmetic issues. Those are deal killers in a cold segment. Spend the money up front so your home can actually compete. Expect negotiation. That's normal in these segments. Buyers have options and they're going to push, so be realistic about what you'll accept before you even go on the market. The New Hampshire market right now isn't just hot or cold, but broken into segments. And knowing what segment your property fits into is the difference between sitting for months and closing in 2 weeks. If you're thinking about buying or selling in New Hampshire, send me an email at adam@thedowgroup and let's talk about your specific situation. I can tell you exactly what segment you're competing in and how you can win. My contact information is below. I've also linked my video where I break down the pros and cons of actually living in New Hampshire, including the property tax reality that catches most people off guard, and whether the no income tax benefit actually makes up for the winter heating costs. That info really matters before you make a move here.